This was a close fight, AJ, and we learned a lot. I learned a lot here. I also understand now why they buried it so far, because while it was a fun fight, this was not by means your co-main event. You know what I mean? Either way, Taila Santos, man, lots of hype coming off of that Valentina Shevchenko loss that people are questioning, air quotes and all that. Blanchfield, lots of momentum. What did you learn here in a nutshell? Erin Blanchfield, Taila Santos.
Erin Blanchfield has a lot more power than I was expecting, man. Has a lot more pop on her shots, has more speed, and as much as we were giving her kind of a little bit of razz, if you will, on her striking abilities, once I saw Taila Santos throw in that clubbing right hand because she wasn't able to actually like straight up punch, and Erin Blanchfield saw it, move, duck. She has a lot more technique than I was giving her credit for personally. That right there, to me, showed leaps and bounds in the ability she has to continuously keep growing. And if she just continues that exact path, man, she's going to be very dangerous here in the next couple fights. What was your big takeaway?
Erin Blanchfield, at this point now, does not need to secure a takedown to win fights against the upper echelon of the women's flyweight division. That's my biggest takeaway right here. Now, when we talked about her striking, I said specifically it was a little Ben Askren-esque, right? Ish, I guess you should say. And I don't take that back. I still do believe that. When you watch the technique behind it, it doesn't look beautiful, but we never said it wasn't effective. The striking is effective, especially when she did it time and time again. Blitz in, strike into clinch engagement, and then start working for takedowns, or worst case scenario, kind of take that Yana Kunitskaya approach of just beat him up against the cage, clinch him up, and then earn your victory that way. She did it, but Taila Santos did do a great job of reversing position a couple of times, getting that top control as we saw. I think the real thing here, man, is that once again, the big ham hock fists of Taila Santos and the big power, there was not enough volume behind that power to really edge out a close victory. And a lot of people would agree here that it kind of came down to cardio, it seemed like. Blanchfield was just the fresher fighter at the end. What do you think?
Fresher fighter, and with all the ham hocks that Taila Santos was throwing, I do think that depleted the gas tank a lot, because you saw round 3, man, Erin Blanchfield really started to push the pace, really started to take over, and there was that 1,000-yard stare coming out of the Santos side that really kind of pushed this one over the edge, where it wasn't the best Taila Santos fight. I mean, you go 5 rounds with the champ and almost get a dub, and then you come back and you can't last 15 minutes. Maybe it was because she thought it was the 15 minutes. She was like, oh, I can dump my gas tank, get this girl out early. When you think that, when you're fighting for a finish, I forget who said, I think it was Bisbing, but if you're fighting for a finish, you're never going to get the decision. And that was this, man. Erin Blanchfield showed that she can stay composed, stay calm, deliver what she needs to do to get her in the best position she can, and get the dub. What can you say?
That's right, man. When you look at total strikes, 119 for Blanchfield, edged out Taila Santos by about 20 strikes or so. A little bit closer when it comes down to the significant strike differential. But this is the elephant in the room, AJ. I said it was a good thing, but we do need to address it. 0 for 14 on takedowns. Like, that's not good at all. Taila Santos does have really good takedown defense, really good takedown defense, but 0 for 14 on your takedowns. What does that mean to you when we're talking about championship aspirations?
That's an interesting question, Derek, because 0 for 14 on the takedowns, just off with zero context, sounds absolutely abysmal. But against Taila Santos and with the takedown defense she has, and when she was able to actually scoot all of Erin Blanchfield's arms above her hips and spread her legs wide, do all the stuff you're supposed to, it doesn't, at least for me, doesn't bode as horribly as it could have for Erin Blanchfield going forward, because I don't think a lot of, the upper echelon for sure, the top 5, they have great takedown defense, but I do think she can work her way past that. And to me, what it shows is that possibly Erin Blanchfield was working or focusing a little bit more on her striking and her foot placement, her footwork, getting inside where she needs to, and that's where she had her best success. I don't know, though, because having Taila Santos on the ground, she is very, very dangerous. And when she did, she was even throwing up a couple submission attempts. So maybe it was just Erin Blanchfield being a little bit, but 0 for 14. You know how much gas tank that actually has to go for that many takedowns. I'm sure you do, Derek. You know better than most, especially better than me. That takes so much effort in going. So it does speak volumes that she was able to keep up the pressure. But you want the gratification. You're going for all that work. You want to be able to get her down. So what does it bode for you, at least for the future of Erin Blanchfield?
To be fair, not all of those takedowns came with the intention of taking Taila Santos down, so you have to factor that into the equation. I think more than anything is that if we can see a touch more of an improvement on the cardio, like give me a little more cardio, give me a little more output, then what's the difference between this and Merab's fight versus Piotr Yan? It's like the same thing. You know what I mean? Like he went like 2 for fucking 20 on his takedowns or something like that. So 0 for 14 isn't as terrible as it looks when you put it in context. I just think that it's something that we need to watch out for when we're talking about championship aspirations. So final question, then we move on. Was this win enough to get Erin Blanchfield a title shot?
No. No,
Oh,
unfortunately not. I do think it's enough to get her in the conversation, Derek, in the mix. If she would have finished Taila Santos, then everybody's screaming from the mountaintop. Blanchfield is the one to go. But I do think we're gonna need to see somebody falter in one of these matches to where it's like, oh, Valentina gets submitted. Well, shit, if that girl did it, Blanchfield can easily do it. That's what I think we need to see. Or maybe Blanchfield put some hands on somebody, get her a knockout, get some kind of dominating performance in order to actually be able to elevate her to the championship mode. Do you see it the same way as me, or you seen gold around Blanchfield?
No, I think she gets a title shot, bro. Who else is left? There's nobody left. It's literally Shevchenko, Grasso, Blanchfield. Like there's nobody left unless you skip Blanchfield and give Santos another shot or give somebody down the road, and like that doesn't make sense. So if Sean Strickland can get a title shot against Adesanya, I would imagine Erin Blanchfield is up next, depending on if it's a really close fight, Shevchenko versus Grasso. Who's to say they don't go for a trilogy fight? You never want to hold up the division. Big win by Erin, cold-blooded Blanchfield.